Good evening. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to Grand Rapids Community College and welcome to the 12th Annual Outstanding Adult Learner Awards. Thank you so very much for coming out tonight. My name is Angela Zania and I'm the president of Grand Rapids Area Higher Education Network, also known as GRAHEN. Sitting among us tonight are 12 non-traditional adult students who came back to learn and often fulfill a dream at great sacrifice. They are real heroes, ordinary people who have accomplished extraordinary things. They share ordinary values and an extraordinary determination. As I said, for the past 12 years, GRAHEN has been honoring outstanding adult learners. This evening, we gather to recognize and celebrate individuals who are exceptional inside the classroom and out. These adult learners face a different set of obstacles than the traditional student right out of high school. Jobs, families, community involvement, classes, and homework are all challenges that this incredible group has proven to successfully balance. We thank you very much for joining us here tonight to honor these exceptional adult learners for their well-deserved successes. For many of the nominees, this was the first time that you had heard of the GRAHEN Consortium. For those of you who are unfamiliar with this group, allow me to introduce you. The Grand Rapids Area Higher Education Network is a consortium of 13 colleges and universities, all who have a presence here in the Grand Rapids area. These schools, who are normally thought of as competitors, come together to promote higher education and its importance in the Grand Rapids community. Please allow me to introduce the 13 schools and our GRAHEN representatives. Representatives, you can stand and, well, I guess you're already standing. We have Aquinas College and GRAHEN Treasurer, Brenda Henning, Director of Adult Student Recruitment. Central Michigan University and GRAHEN Secretary, Lacey Ottoman, Program Administrator. Cornerstone University, James Graff, Director of Corporate Relations. Davenport University, Heather Kneckel, Director of Admissions. Ferris State University, Cynthia Blazak, Admissions Officer. Grand Rapids Community College and GRAHEN President, Angela Zania, Recruiter for Adult Enrollment and Outreach Coordinator. Grand Valley State University, Tracy James Hare, Associate Director for Admissions. ITT Technical Institute, Pete O'Hare, Community Relations Specialist. Northwood University, Brett Blythe, Program Center Manager. Spring Arbor University, Amy Rivera, Admissions and Corporate Relations. Thomas M. Cooley Law School, Dave D., Enrollment and Student Services Coordinator. University of Phoenix, Tim Babb, Workforce Solutions Advisor. And finally, Western Michigan University and GRAHEN Vice Chair, Jean Hibbard, Student Services Coordinator. Thank you, GRAHEN reps. This Outstanding Adult Learners Ceremony is our consortium's biggest annual event. And tonight we are celebrating the achievements of adult learners for the 12th consecutive year. Our recipients have demonstrated the ability to successfully manage career, school, family, and community, and that is definitely a heroic feat worth honoring. Here's how the award system works. Each of our member schools enlisted the help of faculty and staff to nominate outstanding adult students whose accomplishments and contributions in higher education merit special recognition. Out of all the nominations, one candidate is selected from each academic institution based on their performance in 6 categories: a written essay, academic accomplishments, grade point average, community service, leadership, and workplace achievement. Before I announce the winners of the 2011 Outstanding Adult Learner Awards, I would like to introduce our first speaker tonight. Tamara Dindorfer is the Associate Dean of the School of Graduate and Professional Studies, as well as an undergraduate program instructor at Spring Arbor University. Tammy has a great deal of experience as an adult learner, both as a leader and as a participant. Tammy recently earned her PhD in leadership from Andrews University. From 1990 through 1994, Tammy taught political science at Monroe Community College. In 1994, she was offered a position at Spring Arbor University as the Metro Toledo Director, responsible for overseeing all of the degree programs. In 1999, Tamara became Spring Arbor University's East Regional Director, overseeing 4 campus sites, facilitating staff and adjunct faculty. Her success led to an interim position in 2007 as Dean of External Programs and Operations. In this position, she was setting visions and goals for 12 external sites while developing and implementing new programs. In 2008, Spring Arbor University utilized Tammy's talents by promoting her as the Associate Dean of the School of Graduate and Professional Studies. Presently, she continues to emphasize faith and educational development with students, staff, and faculty within the university while successfully enhancing curriculum and student growth. Please help me welcome Tamara Dindoffer.
Good evening. Isn't this great? I'm very excited to be here. You probably all are too. It's quite an honor to have the opportunity to address such a successful and motivated crew of people, especially with all of your family members and all of the members of the Grand Rapids Network for Higher Education here present this evening. You know, as much as the member schools of this network may dislike admitting it, higher education's big business. We all, even the nonprofits like Spring Arbor, have bills to pay. So the institutions of higher education that are gathered here tonight try to create the best education that they can to appeal to different types of individuals, whether it's law or technology, diverse majors, or accelerated learning. We also try to attract the best students that we possibly can, because these students become our alumni that become the face of our respective colleges and universities across this globe in our new global society that we live in. Some of these great students are being honored here tonight. What makes you so great? Is it purely your academic skills? No. You've got great grade point averages, and I am sure that almost all of you are type A perfectionists, or at least your families would probably say that you are. But and you have many academic accomplishments. But what separates you from all the other great students? Because there's a whole bunch of them, and we all, as administrators and professors, are familiar with many. The bottom line is, it's your hearts and your hands. That's what makes you different. Each one of you provides leadership and service in your communities and in your workplaces. Christine, our Spring Arbor University honoree, sorry, don't want to embarrass you too much. She cares for her family. She works full-time. She volunteers at her local high school, and she works with nutrition education programs, and she still finds the time to take multiple missions trips into various countries in Central and South America. She exemplifies what our community stands for: God, family, service. And her story is not much, if any, different than most of the other students being honored here tonight. Each one of the honorees in this room understands the importance of learning and sacrifice in service. And I'm sure you're all aware about the statistics that state that college-educated folks have a higher lifetime earning average than the rest of the population, that a college education usually provides people with a longer and healthier life. But there's more to it than you seeking a better education, or you wouldn't be here tonight. You all believe in giving back, in improving your environment, and most importantly, setting an example for your families and friends. You know, I look around the room and I see all the young people here that are being influenced by each one of you. And it really does choke me up, because you are showing them action. And the reason you're adult learners, for some of you, may be you didn't have that positive influence or that push. So just to think about what you're doing as an example is awesome. But we need, as a community and as educational institutions, as a society, to acknowledge our graduates that are people like you, people who live out Socrates' creed, that the good life is a life worth living. What's a good life? Is it one with lots of money, material possessions? These things are all useful, and they make our lives comfortable, but they don't make a good life. A good life is the love of family, given and received, the love of friends, and gratitude from strangers. It's giving with our hearts, in our hands, in our feet. And each one of you is an example of what each one of us can do in order to live the good life. You've chosen to further your education in order to become better individuals, better employees, better community citizens, and better parents. You recognize that education is the key to creating a good life. Among all the issues that are facing society today, environmental concerns, the gas crisis, unemployment, war, ethnic cleansing, you've decided to rise above and do what you can do to make the best use of your God-given skills and abilities and talents in order to benefit all that you come in contact with. I'd like to share my own story with you, since it's not all that much different from what each of you have experienced. I graduated from college in the traditional way and took a lot of time off to raise my family, and re-entered the job force and realized I needed to get back to school. I was very hesitant. I had 3 young daughters, and I postponed it probably too long, because when I decided to go back, they were all in high school, and they all played 3 sports, and they were in the theater, and you know the story. And why I thought that was a good time, I don't know. But it was, you know, all out of my hands. It worked out. Even though I was composing papers in a tape recorder while sitting on the bleachers during summer softball tournaments, or spring softball tournaments, I should say. But you all have been there. You've all done that. And you've learned to maneuver and manipulate your schedules, and you've had the family support in order to make it work. You all have similar stories, but yet you walked the talk. You set goals, and you're accomplishing them. You set a standard in the classroom and among your families. To paraphrase Joel Barker from the University of Colorado, an idea without action is just a dream. But a dream with action is a vision. And what separates those that succeed from others who do not is a vision. Your vision will soon become a reality. You set a goal for yourself, and you took the action because you had a vision for the future. And as you finish up your degrees, some of you may be graduating very soon, some of you may have a little while to go, but there's going to be a celebration. You know, there's going to be a big, phew, got that one done. But now you're going to have time to pursue hobbies. And if you're like me, to go through the house and clean it really good because it was a good 5 years since some of the cobwebs got dusted out. But in reality, your time's going to fill up very quickly with mundane tasks. But your responsibilities to society as college-educated citizens has now multiplied tenfold. Now that you've met your goal, it's time to give back even more and to show others that they can change their future as well. I've been with Spring Arbor for about 16 years. We have 2 graduations a year. Sometimes in past years we had 3 graduations. There's a lot of graduations that I've gone to, a lot of students that I've seen cross the stage. But I still love graduation because it's the pinnacle. That's why we work. That's why we do the things that we do, is to see the students graduate. But there's this one guy, and I'll never forget him. He was a clinician at a boys' home in Adrian, and he was a single dad. He was in his early 40s, and he had a little guy. He must have been 3 or 4 years old. And so everyone graduates, and they're in this back hallway, and there's all these chairs. And I come out with the faculty, and I see him sitting there. I knew him. He had attended at one of the sites I was responsible for. And his little boy's got his dad's cheeks in his hands like that, and he's going, "Daddy, I'm so proud of you." I lost it. It was the sweetest, most tender moment, and I still remember that. And, you know, that's why we do what we do, and that's the responsibility now that you have to make sure that a whole bunch of other people experience that same type of moment and the pride he must have felt. You may be looking at a promotion or a career change or travel as your studies will wind down. I hope you take the time to reflect on the blessings you have in your lives, and time to rest your bodies and rest your minds and reconnect with your loved ones who have sacrificed as well as you have, and they've given up their precious time with you to help make your journey possible too. So God bless you all.
Thank you so very much, Ms. Nindoffer, for those inspirational words. And now it is my pleasure to introduce to you the winners of the 2011 Outstanding Adult Learner Awards. Award recipients, after your name and bio is read aloud, please come to the front of the room. Your school's representative will meet you on the stage with your award. The stairs are here on the left side of the stage. We ask that you please pause in the center for a picture and return to your seat.
Good evening. I'd just like to tell you a little bit about Aquinas' winner, Shelley Kilroy. Shelley's work as a full-time librarian at the Frederick Meyer Gardens and Sculpture Park transcends her given duties to include membership on the Council of Botanical and Horticultural Libraries, for which she planned and implemented their 40th Annual National Conference, and the Enrichment Committee, for which she coordinated a bowl painting party, contributing to the Catholic Charities of West Michigan's annual Soups On for All event. Shelley also created and leads a book discussion group focused on horticulture and sculpture, and has recently initiated a weekly winter story time for preschool students. As she works full-time and attends classes to earn Aquinas' certificate in theological studies, Shelley also volunteers for the Parish of the Holy Spirit. She serves as a teacher in the Rite of Christian Initiation of Adults, a lector during celebrations of the Eucharist, and a member of the choir. We applaud Shelley and her dedication to her education, workplace, and community.
I'd like to share just a few words about Deb Myers. Just about a year ago, a smiling, bright young woman. I'm going to be very emotional about this. I love Deb. You have to know this. She's not just a student here, but she's also become my friend. She came into our office inquiring about a degree, and she was excited and bright. And since then, Deb has excelled in the classroom and overcome some major personal obstacles along the way. Shortly after Deb started our program, she lost her only son at the age of 16. Deb's had a lifelong dedication to assisting others and recently has become a key volunteer for the Kent County Mental Health Foundation. She's fundamental in raising community awareness surrounding the severity of mental illness in teens. Her most recent involvement has been organizing Team ZAC for the Stop Out the Stigma walk held each May in Grand Rapids. She has assembled teens from Forest Hill Central to raise money and to walk together in ZAC's honor. Prior to starting her MSA with CMU, Deb had worked for Steelcase and helped to lead and implement workplace effectiveness initiatives. This bright young woman will finish her degree in December of 2011. She plans to continue researching mental health illnesses and dedicating her time to assisting those in need. We're proud to call her a CMU student. Her friends and family, I know, are very proud of her. I know Zach is very proud of you, and we're all proud to call you our friend. Congratulations.
Hello, I'm James Graff, and I'm with Cornerstone University. I want to kind of start off on a little story about our candidate. Her name is Leona Robinson. It's kind of funny. Picking out a candidate for this process is no easy task, as I think all the representatives can agree with me. And it takes a while for faculty to get answers back to you when asking about students and, what students you think are worthy of this award. Well, prior to me meeting Leona, we had two candidates that were selected. And after I met Leona, I was so blown away by the type of person that she is and just the overall enthusiasm and dedication that she has not only to her job, but to her family and to her education, that I came right back, I sat down at my desk, and I said, hey, we have a third candidate. After submitting this and after having all the faculty review Leona, it was pretty much a resounding yes that she was the one that deserved to win this award from Cornerstone University. Leona is a loving mother of two beautiful daughters. She has a loving husband. They both are very involved in their church at St. Luke. Leona works about 50 hours plus at the state of Michigan. She has a 3.93 grade point average right now. She graduates in May, and this is going to be her second bachelor's degree, and after this she plans on getting her master's. Cornerstone University is very proud of Leona. She is doing what we say, and that's build a life that matters, and with God everything is possible. So Leona, thank you very much. Please come get your award.
Good evening. My name is Heather Knekel. I'm the Director of Admissions at Davenport University. I have to agree with everybody when we say we get these nominations, and at Davenport we have about 3,500 students at the Lettinga campus. 65 to 70% of those are adult learners. And when we get everybody turning in things, we got 5. And so to me, to get 5 people that were recognized by the Associate Dean and brought forward to us as somebody that's outstanding, I have to say congratulations to them as well. And I actually have 2 others here tonight besides our winner, and that's Brian Mecklenburg, who is getting a Strategic Management MBA. And Lori Moon, who is getting her Executive MBA from Davenport University. I did something a little bit different. I actually went to our winner's advisor and asked for some words from her. So the first thing I'd like to mention, obviously that's written, want to recognize Greg for 25 years of service in the Navy. I think that's outstanding. And you have a son that's following your footsteps, which is wonderful as well. A wife of 23 years, which is exciting. So wanted to mention that, but I'm going to read to you what Kelly Maston wrote, and she is his academic advisor at Davenport University. Greg came to me as a transfer military student last fall. I liked him right away, and I saw nothing but the brightest of futures for him from the moment we first met. Greg is kind, considerate, and a very diligent student. He single-handedly revived our Certified Manager Prep course for the summer of 2011 semester with his contagious enthusiasm for the subject. We were actually going to cancel the class, Kelly told me, and then he found students that he knew would be interested to take it at the same time and got them come in, and now we have a class. So that was awesome. Bound and determined. She also says, in addition, his 3.85 GPA is evidence of his dedication to his coursework and exemplary performance as a student at Davenport University. I was very happy, if not surprised, to hear that Greg would be recognized publicly for his outstanding academic performance and service to his country. Our nation owes Greg a debt of gratitude for his military service, but also for the future benefits he will provide when he exits our campus doors and enters his new career. I wish him all of the best of his endeavors. Greg, I would like to congratulate you for this year's winning. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cynthia, and I'm with Ferris State University right here in Grand Rapids. Ferris State is very pleased to introduce our 2011 Outstanding Adult Learner, Kurt Veltman. In his essay, Kurt describes himself as a hard worker with a penchant for getting things right, conscientious, considerate of others, and willing to help when possible. His references agreed wholeheartedly and even went on to describe him as dedicated, committed, and enthusiastic about his studies. While Kurt is pursuing a career in respiratory therapy, he is also balancing time with his wife and 2 young children. On top of his academic and familial responsibilities, Kurt takes on multiple leadership roles by volunteering at his church and other outside organizations. Some of these organizations include Pine Rest Christian Hospital, Kids Hope USA, and Mary Free Bed Hospitals. One of his references stated, he clearly has a heart for those in need or experiencing social injustice. Kurt truly exemplifies what it means to be an outstanding adult learner. We congratulate him on this and are very proud to call him a Ferris State University student.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the winner from Grand Rapids Community College right here at GRCC. After working for 13 years as a carpenter, Stuart Norman made a major life decision to return to school, which ultimately resulted in great personal achievement. His accomplishments set a great example for his family, especially his 4 boys, whose encouragement and support inspires Stuart to succeed. Right here at GRCC, Stuart maintains an outstanding 3.9 GPA and is a member of both the GRCC Honors Program and Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. Stuart has his sights set on transferring to Grand Valley State University for winter 2012 to pursue a degree in echocardiography. Stuart currently serves his fellow students 3 days a week as a tutor in the developmental English course. He exhibits leadership by providing academic assistance, leading exercises and reviewing course material, also answering questions and addressing students' needs and concerns, and definitely modeling ideal student behavior. He is described as positive, hardworking, patient, flexible, and reliable, everything that every adult learner is. Thank you so much, and join me in congratulating GRCC's winner, Stuart Norman.
Good evening. My name is Tracy James Hare, and I am Associate Director of Admissions at Grand Valley State University. Before I begin, I would just like to say that at Grand Valley State this year, we did receive a record number of applications for this award, but despite that, Stephen's application quickly rose to the top in the minds of the review committee. Stephen Carpenter's passion towards making individual connections as a student, professional, and mentor led him back to the classroom to pursue a Bachelor of Science degree in nursing at Grand Valley State University. During his law career, Stephen demonstrated leadership qualities that have helped him gain a reputation for giving more than he receives. While balancing his life as a father, husband, and engaged member of the community, Stephen has exemplified many qualities of an outstanding adult learner, including his high grade point average and participation in the Sigma Theta Tau International Honor Society of Nursing and the Student Nurses Association. Stephen has been described as continuously striving for excellence, self-reliance, and clarity of knowing what personal responsibility really is. Additionally, Stephen's ability to intensely strive to attain newer heights while still retaining one's values and priorities serves as an inspiring example of a lifelong learner. On a more personal note, I would like to add that I had the pleasure of meeting with Stephen when he first came to Grand Valley to discuss returning to school to pursue his bachelor's degree in nursing, and he honestly is just one of those students who you remember and who stands out for all the right reasons. I'm sure it is no surprise to those who know him best that he is here tonight being recognized as Grand Valley State University's Outstanding Adult Learner. Stephen, would you please come forward to receive your award?
Okay, that doesn't adjust, so I'll do my best. Okay. Can I? I can. Okay. Good evening. It gives me great pleasure to be here. My name is Brett Blythe. I am the Program Center Manager for Northwood University, and I am very excited to introduce to you Northwood University's 2011 winner. Her name is Vicki Argo. She is a prime example of what the Outstanding Adult Learner is all about. She is dedicated to her family, to her community, and to her education. She balances all of them very well. In the classroom, she is not shy. She is tenacious. She challenges our faculty and the students in the classroom to improve themselves, be better, and learn more every day. And that is one of the great things that we love about having Vicki in our classroom. She is very involved in her community. She is very involved in the nonprofit world. She has worked for the Red Cross. She is very involved in the JCs and at the Kiwanis. She does a lot of volunteering, and she is a huge contributor to the education and success of Northwood University in Grand Rapids. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in congratulating Vicki Argo.
It is a real honor to hear all these stories. I'm Diana, and I'm part of Spring Arbor University, and I'm delighted to be able to talk with you about Chris, who's our award winner this year. I'm going to dip a little bit into her essay. I know she's grimacing, but when she was part of the nominees that were given to us, she was nominated on the basis of some things that we knew. And as she wrote this, and it was read and reviewed by the committee, there were things about her that we didn't know that rose to the surface that made her even more, I think, worthy of the award. And I'm just going to share some of them with you, and maybe some of you can relate. She writes about a quote on her refrigerator that is by Karl Bard, and it says, "Though no one can go back to make a brand new start, anyone can start from now and make a new ending." She writes that education was never really a priority growing up, and she was kind of one of those people that slipped through the cracks. She would observe things and say, well, that's for smart kids. Well, this smart kid has a 3.9 GPA. So you can see that there is a lot to be learned in life, and she was one who did it. She wrote that she was never afraid to ask questions, and I think we all can agree that that is one of the qualities of an adult learner that we see in all of our students. But here's the area I wanted to highlight for you, as well as what is written about her in the program. One area of my life was going incredibly well. His name was Jamie. We got married and we started a family. We just celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary. This is my most cherished personal achievement. I think, as all of you know, your families make up your foundation for being here. And she recognizes that, and we recognize that in her and for her. So I would ask you to please join me in welcoming Christine to come up here and take her award. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Chris Hastings. I'm from Cooley Law School, and I did not get to select Diana Nordlund because I wasn't on the committee that selected her, but I was the nominor. So I'm uniquely partisan because I wanted to stand here when Diane won, as I felt she would, and tell you a story. You know, there's so many cool stories we've heard tonight, and I love this event because it's so inspiring. I always go home happy from this event. And this story's a little different. Yeah, I'd like you to imagine a woman who 12 years ago, 13 years ago, might have stood on a stage just like this one, somewhere else, and got an award associated with her work getting her master's degree in music. And this woman went on to a career in music, and she woke up one day and she said, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to be a doctor. So she went back to school, and she became not only a doctor, but a very successful doctor and a community leader. Still practices a doctor. And she woke up one day and she said, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to be a lawyer. And she not only went to law school, but she went to law school and she excelled. And I promised myself I wouldn't bring notes up, because if I read to you everything that she's done, you'd be bored and you'd boo me off the stage for talking too long. So rest assured the list is longer than what I can remember. Diana's GPA, I won't tell you exactly what it is, but what it means is that somebody had the unmitigated audacity to give her an A-, and everybody else gave her A's. She has won 7 certificates of merit, which means she got the highest grade in the class, and these are large classes at law school. She is on the Law Review. In fact, she's an editor of the Law Review. She is a leader among her students. She's respected by all of her fellow students and by all the faculty. She has written a chapter of a medical textbook while she's been in law school and practicing as a doctor. She had her first child while she was in my procedure class, and I understand that the second one's on the way. This remarkable woman is Diana Nordlund. She's over here, and what Diana means to me, you know, nobody ever wakes up in the morning and says, you know what, I'm done learning. I'm not going to learn anything else. I know everything I need to know. But what Diana reminds us of is that we should wake up every morning and say, I'm not done learning. I've got a long ways to go. There's a lot more I want to learn. And that's what Diana Nordlund's all about. Congratulations, Diana.
I don't have to worry about having to move the mic up. But I'll hold it. I'm Julie Schaefer-Space, and I'm the Campus College Chair for the University of Phoenix, West Michigan campus. It's really a pleasure to be here with all of you awesome learners and relearners and learners on and on. It's such a privilege to be part of that. And it's also a privilege to be able to introduce our University of Phoenix nominee. She volunteers for the Kentwood Community Church and volunteers for the Southwood Elementary School. She's also a part of volunteering for Tomorrow's Child for the Michigan SIDS organization and functions as a team leader. Nicole Fairchild is in her junior year and is working on completing her Bachelor's of Science degree in criminal justice. She's pursuing a career as a probation officer or social worker, specializing in working with the youth. Her passion is to achieve the goal. Not only is it a way for Nicole to give back to her community and help our younger generation. In Nicole's words, my children, who are sitting back there dressed so cute, my children are still young. I know that finishing my degree will allow me to devote myself to guiding them in the future. Nicole's employer states, Nicole is a strong team player in our organization. Her willingness to help others, customers, and fellow employees is commendable. Nicole is the model of a successful adult learner who is able to balance life, work, volunteering, and family. Nicole says life is a journey, and overcoming obstacles is an important lesson that brings gratifying results. Please welcome Nicole to accept her award.
Love it. The first time I don't have to adjust this either. Oh. Good evening. Well, last but not least, thank you all for being here. It's my privilege to be also the nominor. I don't know if that's a word, but I nominated Patty Dillard, our WMU School of Social Work student, for this award. When I first heard about the GRAHEN Award, I honestly immediately thought of her. She just came to mind. You know, you can read in the little brochure about her accomplishments. I just wanted to speak to some unique experiences that I've had with her, and I'll try not to embarrass her. She's grimacing back there. As you can see, Patty is a non-traditional student. I don't mean that visually, Patty, with the gray hair. You know, non-traditional. She's a mom. She's a recent grandmother, I think about a year ago, went out of state to be there for the delivery of her grandchild. She has an extensive history of community leadership, community involvement, volunteer work, as you can see in the flyers. She's also done missionary work in Africa, as well as China. She's worked with a lot of children. She did her first internship in the schools, and what was really remarkable about that was not just the effect that she had on the students, but what the students did for her. And she really recently spoke about that in one of our classes, that she was just deeply touched by a child whom she felt like she had helped. She has also worked with the homeless, as you can see, and she's currently doing a clinical treatment internship at a local agency, so she's serving our community members who are suffering from mental health or other challenging issues and just trying to deal with the day-to-day life. What is unique about her is her authentic caring and sensitivity to the needs of others. You know, it's all about relationship, and Patty knows about relationship. She just really is very much engaged with the people that she's involved with, whether it be her colleagues, consumers, family, friends, professors, and she just demonstrates that day to day in the classroom. To the extent that I have also been challenged by Patty in her questions, which I welcome most of the time. But she is a solid person. She's one of those people that you just say, you know, she's just a high caliber. When you hear about her, the perceptions are correct. She's mature. She's just really wanting to be there and do her best to help others. And she has got a wicked sense of humor and a love of chocolate. I don't know if that gets you the award. So my best attribute that I think that Patty has is, again, that I've witnessed several times with her as her faculty liaison, as her faculty instructor, is that she really just wants to do the right thing. But what's really unique about her is that she will challenge others about what is the right thing and what's in the best interest of the consumer. And so I'm so pleased that she holds that code of ethics so close, because that's what we really want to do at Western School of Social Work. So I'm really honored to have nominated her, and please come up and please join me in welcoming her.
I don't know about you, but I am extremely impressed with each and every one of our winners this year, and I think they deserve another round of applause. That too. I would also like to recognize any nominees present, and if you want to please stand and be recognized. These are nominees that were also recommended by faculty and staff and submitted applications. We want to give you a special thank you for demonstrating leadership in both the classroom and the community. So nominees, please stand. On behalf of the entire GRAHEN organization, I'd like to thank everyone in the audience tonight, family, friends, faculty, staff, children, siblings, grandparents, aunts, uncles, everything out there. for your continuing support of these outstanding adult learners. As our speaker said tonight, support from family and friends allows us to accomplish amazing, amazing things. I would also like to thank Grand Rapids Community College for hosting tonight's award ceremony. And another big thank you goes out to our speaker, Ms. Tamara Dindoffer, for sharing her wonderful, inspiring thoughts and experiences. Thank you. GRAHEN also wants to acknowledge and thank University of Farmers at Foremost Insurance for sponsoring a portion of tonight's event. We greatly appreciate their support. All nominees and award winners should feel extremely proud of their academic and personal accomplishments, which they are many. All of you are truly maximizing your potential and setting an example, as our speaker said, for your families, as well as other adults who may be seeking the same encouragement in pursuing their educational goals. Lastly, we invite all of you to join us in a reception right in the back there, honoring all of tonight's Outstanding Adult Learner Award recipients and nominees. Please join us, all of the recipients, at the front of the room, or whatever the photographer would like, for a group picture, and this will just take a few moments. And just a few housekeeping items: if you did not receive a parking pass, please see one of the GRAHEN representatives and we'll make sure that you receive one. And I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. This was a really great event. This is one of the largest attendance that we've had, so we're really excited about that, and we look forward to meeting you all and talking during the reception. So thank you again, and have a wonderful evening.